Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. By now, many of you may have seen the interview of dancehall artist Alkaline, whose government name is Erland Bartley, and he was being interviewed by nationwide host Cliff Hughes. And many persons have chimed in and give their opinion on it, saying that it's the worst interview. The interview looked dumb. Alkaline did not say much. Alkaline was acting as if he has no sense, and all these type of things. So many persons have been giving their opinion, much of which is negative about the interview. But I'm here to dissect the interview as best as possible so you guys can understand what exactly is it that you are seeing. Now remember, my channel is SS Devil Advocate, and I've explained what my channel represents and what it's all about. Now, every single thing that you have seen and heard, from the way Alkaline presented himself, the colors that he wore, the clothes that he wore, for those who understand the language of color, everything was well orchestrated. His mannerism, his responses, they were all orchestrated. I'm getting a little bit of a Charleston White mixed with a 607 Ong, for those who know who those persons are, mixed with from a boot gang. A whole lot of persons out there that are mysterious and questionable. I'm getting the energy. That's what Alkaline seems to be giving. Now, speaking of energy, if you notice, he had a very, very low energy. His frequency was very mellow. You know, his answers, he picked the amount of words that he will use to respond to Cliff Hughes. And so for persons who aren't really familiar or understand how strategic people really are, many persons really are, when it comes to their appearance and how they present themselves in public, Alkaline is showing you an element of it. Now, he was very meticulous when it comes to what he had to say in his response. If you notice, he was responding as if he wasn't even there, because I'm speaking from the element of energy. He was not giving anybody any energy. How many things have you guys heard about Alkaline going into so far? Going into his New Rules Festival that's coming. So many things, many of which are negative, many of which many persons are even speaking on Mavado's song that he released, that it's about Alkaline. If you notice, none of the questions were asked that centers around controversy, especially with him and other artists and stuff like that. And so, like I said, he was very meticulous in every single aspect of the interview, and he knew what to say. I think there's one part wherein Cliff Hughes touched on it, and I think it threw him back as to why he denied a lot of interviews um, in Jamaica. Was when he was asking about his eye, and he said that it was a part of him and this and that, and Cliff Hughes was like probing it, you know, saying that he can't say read anything or understand anything when with a tattoo eyeball. And you know, it's like the response that he got, he was probing the response um more than twice. And so I think it threw him back as to why he doesn't really give much interview in Jamaica. But that's just a mild version of many other things that took place. I think we can gather catchphrases like well, and mad thing, mad thing. I think those are catchphrases that we have caught from it. But people, I think everybody needs to relax. There are certain things out there that you don't understand, and it doesn't mean that it has to be negative. How many persons out there who are dancehall artists or recording artists you guys have seen on several interviews, and they are high energy, high frequency, and they're unleashing so many information about themselves, about their squabbles, about diatribe that they've been in with other artists and stuff like that, and rivals. And I think Alkaline is not giving that energy, because to him, he has moved past those. Remember when I did the video on Alkaline? Not the video, I'm sorry, the vlog on Alkaline and the Mavado thing. And I said artists have moved on, and you have to learn to grow with your artists and understand that sometimes they simply do not want to take 10 steps back. So do not constantly try to drag these artists back into an element of which they believe they have graduated from, they have proven themselves. And so there isn't much to prove anymore. And lo and behold, here lies an interview that is very low in energy because he's simply not going to give people the energy that they expected. And that's what is happening. So speaking about it being the worst interview and constantly talking about it is good enough for him. He's not worried if the reaction or the responses from the mass of the people is positive or negative. That's not the energy or the frequency that he's on right now. He's more so concerned about his New Rules Festival and what is going to happen at the festival. And because of that, he's literally killing every energy out there that comes with controversy that has absolutely nothing to do with New Rules Festival. And that's exactly what he's doing. So now you guys won't talk about him and anybody beefing. Now you guys won't talk about what he had to say about this person, about that person. Now you guys don't have any of that to say. All you can talk about is his interview and how dumb he sounds, how stupid he sounds, how illiterate he sounds, how this and that and all these type of things. That was his mission accomplished. So whatever it is that you guys are saying right now, that's exactly what Alkaline wanted. And so I always say Alkaline has mastered the art of strategy. And I always say this also, that if you're going to clash with Alkaline, one thing you have to do in order to win him in any clash, it matters not how lyrical you are, how good you sound, you have to be a strategist, because that's what he does. Every time he makes an appearance, he's very particular about his appearance. He's very, very particular about color. He's very particular about the things that he has to say, who he's speaking to, what he's saying in his responses. And he has understand that, listen, don't give energy where you should not. At this point, it's all about new rules, and that's where the focus should be. So everything else around him, you have to deaden the noise. The outside noise that has nothing to do with New Rules Festival is going to kill it. And so that's why we know that Cliff Hughes ask him nothing about any other artist for a specific reason. Yes, he may have touched and said Vibes Cartel, that was just a throw off, but at the end of the day, he didn't touch anything that has to do with any artist for a specific reason. And I think that's one of the things that make this man not necessarily mysterious, but makes him very unique and make him his own individual when it comes to his music, when it comes to his talent, when it comes to what he's putting out, his artistry. He is very, very unique. He's very strategic. He knows exactly what to say. He knows how to say it. And you guys have to understand that their energy is all around us, right? Their energy, what religious people would call spirit, outside of that, or secular people would call energy. Energy is all around us. And we have to know what energy we are channeling when we're speaking, especially when you're speaking on an interview where millions of people will see, knowing that this is an artist who is coming from an avenue where so many were against him, including many media houses and stuff like that. And he fought to keep himself on top. He fought to remain on top and also to remain relevant in the dancehall space. And because of such, he realized what he's up against, the many voices out there he's up against, and the many voices who have other voices to support the many voices. And because of that, he has a festival coming up in Jamaica, and scene is a part of the entire festival, and he wants to promote that by any means. Now, if he went on and he had spoke about this person, that person, and all of that, it would take away from the energy that should be put into the New Rules Festival. And that's why he went on the interview and decided that, listen, I'm going to kill every single thing that's happening. So for now, you guys can only speak on how lackluster, how boring, how mundane his interview really was. But that's the idea, for you to speak about him instead of speaking about other people. So you see how that works? So that's why I'm saying to you that Alkaline is very strategic in whatever it is that he's doing when it comes to his artistry. And many people, it will seem very questionable right now, very confusing. Everybody has a big question mark walking around with when it comes to the interview. But I think maybe give yourself 2-3 years, as Eminem say, when he diss you, it takes you a good 3 days before you realize that you're actually this on a track. But again, like with Alkaline, I'm just saying that give it a few months for someone can catch on, or maybe a year, then you realize how energy actually work. And this is what he's doing. He's wearing red sunglasses for a reason. He's wearing that color shirt for a reason. He's all the things that he's doing is for a specific reason. For those who know. You understand me? The rabbit hole is very deep, but I won't go into it. I will only speak briefly about what you guys just watched or what you guys have seen. And like I said, everything was orchestrated. Every single thing. His response is just the same. So he's killing everything. I mean, he could have easily said something about Donald Trump. He could have easily said something about Mark Golding. He could have easily said something about Andrew Onis. But he decided to say something that is, rather nonsensical. And because of that, it's giving not much energy. And that's the mission. That's what I say. In every single thing, there's no energy that is being given to it for a specific reason. You understand? Because it's going to take away from his purpose, which is to promote his New Rules Festival. So if you get it, you get it. And that's what it's all about. Okay? So thank you for your time. Enjoy your day and may God bless you. Bye-bye.